Hey guys, so excited to have you guys here. Zoo Adventures, as we always do, and it's April 22nd. You know what day that is? It's Earth Day, and it's really exciting because it's a very special Earth Day. It's the 50th anniversary of Earth Day today.
Steve.
Yeah?
Today's April 20th. It's a Monday.
Not the 22nd?
No, that's Wednesday. It's 2 days from now.
It's not Wednesday.
No.
Oh, that's right, but we're gonna celebrate Earth Day all week. That's what we're talking about today. It's all week. How exciting is that? But it is, it's the 50th anniversary of Earth Day. How cool is that? But on this day, we're gonna share with you a really cool activity all about pollination pods. How cool is this? Now this one isn't gonna be exactly live, because for us to create the pods, we had to tape it and we had to get some more help to create the entire thing. But what this is about is a way for you and your family at home to create these really cool, like seed bombs, these really cool seed pods that have seeds inside of it you can throw out, and it'll grow up plants that are pollinator plants, that animals that are pollinators will be able to use to help them thrive in your backyard. How neat is that you're going to be able to help save these species just by planting some seeds? And we're so excited to be able to share this with you over there. I want to make sure I'm not missing anything. Learn about some other ways that pollinators are important, so you'll have another person chatting with you as well along the way. We will be there to answer your questions still. Someone's going to be typing away that we're going to answer some of your questions. So if you have any questions on the activity, we'll be there to help you with that. So stay tuned for a few minutes for that. Also this week, Tuesday, a very special Untamed Science will be airing. You've got to tune in to find out what it's all about. But check out this new Untamed Science video as well. And then Wednesday, Wendy and I are back at it with Alive. We have a very special animal guest that'll be with us, and I don't want to give too much away, but both me and the animal we're going to talk about need a head start to help win a race. For them of survival, for me to the next lunch spot? I don't know. But both of us need that. So you have to tune in Wednesday, 10 o'clock for our typical Zoo Adventures experience. So hang on, tune in, watch this really cool video about pollination pods, brought to you by the North Carolina Zoo. Thanks, guys.
If you want certain butterflies, you have to have the host plants for them.
Hey everybody, Rob Nelson here at the Kaleidoscope Butterfly Garden at the North Carolina Zoo, and I want to talk to you about how you can create a butterfly garden, how you can attract butterflies to your own garden.
Let's start with the basics. To have butterflies, ideally you want to plant things that attract them as adults, and that means flowers they like to feed on. In addition, you want to have plants that the butterflies will lay eggs on and the caterpillars can then feed on. This is to complete that life cycle. So let me walk you through some of the steps that the zoo is doing here And then at the end, I'll show you what you can do in your own garden. First, here in the Kaleidoscope Butterfly Garden, you'll notice it is full of butterflies. I counted 24 species just on this trip. I have not seen this one before. That is so cool. Now, to help feed the adults, they have nectar stations like this. Some adults feed on fruit, but the majority feed on flowers, which are planted all over the place. And one thing you'll notice is that you will never see a caterpillar in here, and that's in part because they skip this phase. They buy them as chrysalises, and then they metamorphize into adults in the display. It's actually really cool to be able to see them turn into adults.
We receive anywhere from 250 to 350 a week. And we hang them on dowel rods, so very gingerly gluing them to the dowel rods, and then we monitor them throughout the week for emergence. So we just make sure that they're good and ready to come out and live their lives amongst the buffet of plants that they have here.
Right. All of what you see here has a behind-the-scenes component, and that takes place in the greenhouse complex.
All right, you gotta check this out. This is the greenhouse complex, and inside, they have a whole bunch of plants that they're growing for the butterflies.
My goal here was to get a feel for what kinds of plants they're growing for the butterflies and why.
This is a type of salvia. This is the blanket flower, the gaillardia. They're one of our very early bloomers. It's a echinacea over there. Garden phlox, more lantana. It's very easy to grow. It kind of almost likes a drier condition as well.
Yeah. And what I noticed is that many of these plants they're growing here, you can already buy in your local nursery. In fact, I went and planted a few of them in my yard afterwards. Here's the Indian blanket, my coreopsis, and my butterfly bush, all of which have been attracting butterflies all summer long.
A lot of times you go past houses and you just see the urban landscape with the lawn that's just beautifully manicured and shrubs just pruned in perfect little shapes. You're going to have to lay off the pesticides for sure, because if you spray any pesticides, you're going to get rid of them because they're insects. It will wipe them out.
So, flowers over grass.
Yeah, flowers over grass.
Lay off the pesticide.
Lay off pesticides.
Pack it with flowers.
You got to pack it.
And pick a sunny spot.
Yes.
That seems simple.
And definitely choose natives as much as possible. Now, I didn't want to leave all of this without touching on the most famous of all North American butterflies, the monarch.
Besides just having pretty flowers in your yard, you have to think about what kind of butterflies you're trying to attract. Now, everybody's probably seen the monarch, and so what I want to look at now is the flowers that would attract the monarch.
The monarch butterfly is famous in North America because it migrates from their overwintering grounds in Mexico up to Canada and back. And to make these huge migrations every year, the adults need both nectar and plants for them to lay their eggs, which happen to be the milkweed plants I'm looking for in this garden.
Do you have milkweeds here?
Yeah. So we walked around this garden, paying special attention to the growing milkweeds and other plants that will help the monarchs.
Oh, there we go.
Yep.
So this plant that's right down here, you break off the stems, white sap. That white sap is toxic. And that's what the monarch caterpillars are feeding on to make sure that the birds don't eat them.
Absolutely. And milkweeds are absolutely critical if monarchs are going to survive, especially if they're going to survive their migration and if they're going to survive as a species on and on.
As our population grows, we're also losing places where the milkweed could grow, and that's why it's really important for people to also plant milkweeds.
So I hope the take home for you is that it's not rocket science. There's a lot of butterflies that need flowers, and the more you know about which ones like which, the better. But it's really simple. Just go out, start planting flowers in your yard. Big thumbs up to the North Carolina Zoo and everything they're doing to try to encourage different schools to create their own butterfly garden, creating monarch way stations. It's all fantastic stuff. If you have a butterfly garden, I'd love to hear about it. Leave your comment down in the comment section below, and we always read them, and we'll see you in the next video.